Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video where today we're going to talk about Doom plus Doom 2. Highly regarded masterpieces, by the way, because the first two games are just amazing, but these are remastered versions of the original two Doom games. Now, that being said, I have a few positives with this game and I have a few negatives with this game. Now, this game, as a part of when this is posted, I'm not sure if it has been updated or not, but I felt like releasing this video just because I wanted to put it out there just to talk about, again, the different positives and negatives of what I think genuinely should either be changed, but I also want to push some nice things in there as well, because this game is actually really good, and I'm really happy that they did this. Now, that being said, I want to mention real quick that it doesn't just include Doom plus Doom 2, it also includes Fight on Doom, Sigil, and it also includes the newly official part of Doom 2, which is Legacy of Rust. Now, I don't know if Legacy of Rust is actually canon or not. I'd hope it's canon, but that has nothing to do with anything else. I just wish it was honestly canon. Now, some of the positive things with this game include mod support, which is also included on consoles. Now, sometimes when I go into the mod support, it actually buffers, or it changes, or it kicks me out of the entire game on console. Now, I don't really know what to say much for the PC port since I don't own it yet, but in terms of console, Doom plus Doom 2 has a lot of problems with its mods. Now, in a recent update, I think they changed this so it actually works a lot better and it flows well and doesn't just kick you out right away. But other than that, that is a really good positive. They did not have mods in the original PS4 versions of Doom and Doom 2, so I'm really happy that they merged them together, and now the original 2 isn't on the Play Store, so this is the first place you go to. With that being said, some games don't actually work on console. For example, myhouse.wad does not actually work on console. Unfortunately, the script is a very different script that only works on PC, unfortunately, no matter what type of version you want to go on. myhouse.wad, by the way, is one of the most popular Doom wads out there. It is actually really cool. It's really creepy in a way, scary if you want to say that. But unfortunately, once again, you cannot play it on console, and there is a few games on the mods that you cannot actually acquire on console. That's just the sad reality of it. Another positive I'd love to give it is the graphic enhancements. Now, the original Doom and the original Doom 2 on the re-release ports of it is obviously kind of remastered in a way because it shapes it and it's an HD version in a way, right? But the pixels now are highly remastered in the sense that they did change a few things so it looks better, which I think is really cool. And I know there's some people who are going to argue that, oh, the original looks better because of how cool it was for its time. Well, you're lucky, because in the options, they actually have the options to change it back to the original state. So you don't even have to worry about the newer versions of this state if you just want to change it back. You can easily change it back in the options whenever you want to. Another good thing about this game is there is more settings on it. It's like a whole expansion compared to the original ports that were on PS4. So that's another good thing. And this is a really small positive, and it doesn't really matter that much, but vibration happens frequently. But now you can vibrate when you drop onto the ground. Again, this isn't really a big deal, but at the end of the day, I think it's pretty cool because it wasn't like that in the PS4 port. Now, I'm going to get into the negatives now and the problems I have with the game, and some of these aren't something that I don't think the average consumer would really care about, especially if you haven't played the original versions on the PS4 or not. Again, this is more comparing it to Xbox or PlayStation controllers rather than PC on some situations, but some of them do actually kind of lean into PC, so I just want to put that little disclaimer here. Vibration is lowered, and what I mean by that is that the vibrations on the PS4 controller or PS5 controller, whichever you're using, because luckily you can use either one, it is lowered on this game when you shoot, when you open doors, and even when you collect items. And that's another thing that I have a problem with a little bit, is that they don't have an option for that either. You now, when you collect items, you do not have a little vibration stick on it like you did in the PS4 version, which is, again, it's a nitpick from me because I do prefer that type of, I guess, vibration. I know no one really cares, okay, let's be real. But I do think that it would be cool if you could add that in, because again, it is not really an exact port of the PS4 version. Considering for the newer consumers who haven't bought the PS4 versions of the game, now those versions are not in the App Store anymore. So with those ports gone, now you can't really experience the same way you did back then in the PS4 ports, because now it is gone. It is gone from reality. It doesn't exist anymore. And unfortunately, they didn't bring everything from that version into the newer version, which is kind of the problem for me with the vibrations, is that it's not exactly all there. Albeit they do have a lot of other options within the settings to change stuff, but vibrations is not one of them. So this is a little nitpick that I have that isn't really, again, important as much as like the other ones, and it really isn't like anything much different if they don't have it at all, but it does not include any adaptive triggers for the PS5 version. I know that it isn't a big deal, once again, it doesn't really matter, but it would be nice if they do add that later on to where you can use adaptive triggers, similar to how Quake Remastered or Quake 2 Remastered kind of added that thing in, but yeah, unfortunately they don't have that. Something that kind of relates to the mods that I referred to earlier, as in like, you know, some of the mods not working. Some of the mods are not removable. And what I mean by that is actually when you go inside of the mods, when you reload your game, sometimes it kind of freezes on itself. And sometimes it won't, but sometimes you have to reload the game again, it's gonna completely freeze again, which is kind of weird. I don't really know why it does that, but again, it freezes on itself and you can't really access it. But also, it'll showcase some mods that I think are either deleted or they're just, I don't know if they got banned or what happened, but some of those mods, like for example, I had My House WAD that was connected in my mods folder. I tried deleting it, but I couldn't find it. So it's still stuck in there when I already deleted it prior to that. And unfortunately, it's kind of just stuck there and I don't know how to get rid of it. So yeah, that's really all I have with the Doom plus Doom 2 thing. Otherwise, I think it's an amazing game. I don't want to like throw shit on it, you know, as if it's like a bad game or anything like that. I actually think it's an amazing port, and I think it's really cool because you get to showcase new players to Final Doom, you know, Sigil, and all these different mods, and of course, obviously, Legacy of Rust, which I think is the most important thing as it is a new official expansion, and I think it is important to the Doom franchise as it kind of reuses old model. Now, that's all I really had to say about this stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time, I suppose.